Hey everyone, Kane here, and in this one we have made an oopsie doopsie in terms of making your frontline overpowered. So I didn't really notice that there is an I or exclamation mark right here. So this is pretty important. That kind of makes the previous video expire. Most of what I said in that video is still okay. However, there are a few slight adjustments that you do have to make. So you still have to focus reduce damage taken. However, you also have to add reduce magic damage and reduce physical damage taken, all because there are caps in this feature. So in terms of adding up all the reduced damage takens that I do have, in total there is about 115, 120%, but it gets capped to about 70% or so. So about like 60-ish% of what I actually have, like 60, 65 maybe. So it does get capped, so you cannot really over focus it. Otherwise, it doesn't really provide that much. Still, you should get it because like even say 18%, right? If I remove 18%, it removes like 7, so that's still 14. However, if you can see the reduced damage taken, I only have 4 of them, and I have like 80% and not 100%, right? So if I add 18%, let's see how much I get 8% more. So you don't require more than, let's say, 3-ish reduce magic damage taken, the same for physical, and anything above is just a couple of percentages, which doesn't seem like incredibly huge numbers. So even like 18% reduced damage taken would still provide you more than just the reduced magic damage taken as a single. So this is sort of like an update that I didn't know. I guess quite a few people also didn't know, and the mistake is solely on me by just not knowing. So again, you still have to focus reduced damage taken. However, getting at least 2 or 3 reduced damage taken, or rather magic damage taken, as well as reduced physical damage taken is very, very required. Again, for the amount of getting this particular value pretty high, and it will help you get the resistances closer to 98 or eventually 99. But this is not the only feature which you should focus that as well. You have to focus literally all features to get the resistances very high and get those resistances to a point that the enemy would be barely doing any damage to your frontline. And I do mean barely any damage. So you have to focus your gears. Now there is an exclamation mark here as well. So I have reduced physical damage taken 41%. As you can see, this is capped as well. Reduced magic damage taken, this is capped as well. So I've rounded them all up. I have this at 50% on my gears, and this turns to 41. This one is 20%, so this is 19. So if you get at least 2 of them, you're not really capping the value at all. If you get more than 2 of them, you start to cap the feature or the resistances, and instead of 10%, they provide like 7, 8 or so. Still good, but pretty much just that the information is there. They are slowly capping the features in terms of resistances. So even I went down and I checked the stuff it provides. So it has 5-star reduced damage taken by bone soldiers 20%. So this is just a single value added from the feature. And look how friggin' heavy it starts capping its own feature. So they said 20%, and they're literally capping that value that they added as a 5-star bonus just single. Like their own single buff is literally capped by 50% already. That's how friggin' capping works, and apparently in quite a few features. So that is a second feature. The third feature is Reliquary. You also have that in terms of Reliquary. So you have that on the first page, either troop magic resistance or troop physical resistance. So that's one of them. There is a few of them as well in terms of this particular one. When a unit's health is above 8%, damage taken reduced 25. Then you have another one which is, I do believe here. decreases damage taken 7%, so this is both magic and physical. And then of course with a proper skill cast, whenever you're gonna have it or do it, this is another reduced damage taken by 25% whenever you cast 3 abilities. So do keep in mind, I'm still testing this. Eventually, probably in 11 days, I'm gonna swap and start testing that again. But again, overcapping reduced damage taken usually can be pretty well, depending who you're facing. If you're facing like few million cores above you and stuff like that, they're still gonna do damage. But if you're facing similar core people or so, they're gonna be barely doing damage to your frontline, given the fact that you have proper buffs, upgrades, you have also damage, artifacts, stuff like that. If you set up your field properly and you have quite a bit of reduced damage taken stuff, your field is gonna be pretty friggin' decked. Same for Armory now. So as we can see, we have friendly hero, or rather this is friendly heroes. We have decreases all friendly troops physical and magic damage taken. So I've checked quite a few things that I had on my say armory, and I have a total of 20%. So from 20%, they are already capping 1.4 of that value as well. So again, you have to really focus all of the features, and all of the features are getting capped regardless. So you cannot over invest in just one feature into one thing, because the cap stuff becomes severely high. So you have to just slightly readjust in terms of what you're doing, and not entirely overcap it, because eventually the buffs just become like 5% for 20% one and stuff like that. You have to sort of split your covenant into just a few additional buffers. So if you have too many of the I guess reduced damage taken, you want to again get at least like 3 of these. Same for physical reductions, and then you're gonna be Gucci. So that is pretty much it. There are, I think, maybe 1 or 2 or so, but I can't really recall from where you also get them. But yeah, that is a pretty much fix in terms of the OP frontline thing, which I kind of noticed. So again, the oopsie doopsie is on me. I hope not a lot of people had like friggin' 5,000 purify stones and they would kill me after making this video. However, I will name the previous video as expired, and also keep this one with a proper name and say part 2. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully, again, I didn't mess people over too much. Hopefully they're not gonna kill me. And this is pretty much how you make the frontline OP. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, do hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. Thanks for watching, take care, and stay safe out there.